Evening monks, just want to give a big shout out to everyone still going with the month season. Sorry, I can't get my words out. It's incredible to see everyone's progress throughout the month. Even I myself, I'm absolutely thriving. I'm eating clean, no sugar, I'm waking up on time, I'm working out every single day, and to be honest, this is the best I've felt in a long time. So big shout out to everyone during Monk Month. Also another massive shout out to Mark for hosting the bonus FX Live session this morning. For free for some people is insane value. So I'm glad everyone was able to turn up, and it was such a good session this morning. So I'm gonna start off with the DXY. I've done a little analysis just before, but I'm just trying to keep this as raw as possible so I can watch back and have a look at the language that I'm using and overall just my current thoughts about the markets as a whole. I think we got some really nice pairs shaping up at the moment for the rest of the week, so hopefully for the end of the week we can start to see some opportunities. So I'm going to start off with the DXY. So we're still at our area of value on the daily, and we can see we've wicked towards this low just here. So if I go down to the 4 hour, at the start of the week this was holding really well. So what I was expecting was price to, after this full retrace here, I was expecting price to follow on through, form continuation, and then carry on and reach the highs, reach this high here, and then to see where we're at. But if we was going to go from here towards the highs, then this is not the price action I would be expecting to see. As you can see, we're forming continuation structure at the low. So to me, this looks like we're preparing for another leg down. So if I draw this on like this, we are at the low, so we do need to bear that in mind. But if we start seeing this kind of structure form and then we start breaking below, we can start seeing further continuation. And this is where, if we just zoom out a little bit, we can start seeing this run, the run that we've been waiting for. And our next target area is all the way down here. So we've got all this space. We've got all this space to be playing with. And this will position us well for on the dollar pairs. So I'm really looking forward to that. If we don't form continuation and we don't break the lows, what's likely to happen is we'll mitigate all of this here. So what I will want to see is a rise above that little high, the start of the correction. If we see that followed by continuation, we're going to be looking for these highs, and again this will position us nicely on other dollar pairs too. So we've got our hedge play and we've got what we're looking for. So right now I'm just looking to see how the market's going to react to this low for real. So either a break a low, continuation, and we start forming at these lows, or we're coming back to the highs to test the high, and we're going to see what price is saying once we get there. So we'll have a look. So euro dollar. So we hit the low. We've got bullish momentum here. So we started the bullish momentum, and then we got this big candle here. We did end on a bit of a wick, and then we started to wick even more. So if I go down to the 4 hour from here, we can see, I know a lot of us were looking for sells after we formed this. I was looking for the sells too. I was looking for a drop down, continuation, and then further movement down. And this ties in with the lows we were just talking about on the DXY. If that low on the DXY would have held and price would have moved up, formed continuation and hit the highs, we were looking for price to hit these lows. This is what we was looking for, which would have been lovely. There was plenty of risk to reward to capitalise onto. So if I go down to the 1 hour, you can see what I'm saying about this now. this is not the type of price action we want to be seeing if we was going to sell off. If we was going to sell off from here, this is not the price action we want to be seeing. So again, to the inverse of the DXY. So we've got to be using the DXY to our advantage. Mark's talking about it all the time, so it'd be saft not to, really. So here we can see we're forming this continuation structure. We are forming continuation at the high. So this doesn't look like it's going to sell off to me at the moment. So we're forming through the high. If we get something like that pop up and a flag, you could take that entry. I'd say it's a little bit more on the higher risk side just because of where we're positioned. So what I really want to be seeing is break of this high. We go back down to the 1 hour. I want to be seeing a break of this high clearly, and then if we see continuation like this, we're good to go. We're good to go long, and that's if the DXY drops out. All we want to be waiting for now is the DXY to show its hand, and that's where we're going to position ourselves nicely. If we do decide to turn around and hit the highs on the DXY, we're very likely to hit the lows on euro dollar. So if I just mark this low on here, I think this just needs a little bit more time to form. So I'm marking this low on. If we drop out and then we form this continuation, we're still seeing the move to the lows. So 10 pip stop, which is what we'll be getting on EU. 2.2 to the low, so we can manage that. 5% to the next low, and all the way to the bottom of structure, we're looking at a nice 8.9%. Let's say, yeah, 8.9%. So that's a healthy risk to reward to be looking for. So really, all I want to be seeing now is the DXY to show its hand. Price is looking a little bit messy around here, so I'll be cautious about trading that at the moment. So I'm quite happy just to sit back and wait for price to show its hand. Pound dollar. Okay. See, this to me looks better for the shorts, and we can kind of use this as an indicator on the DXY. So if we're going to be traveling up here, so say we reach this highs, the DXY is going to be reaching that low again. So if the DXY wants to reach the low and then we start to see the turnaround, we can look to go short on pound dollar, and this is when we can look to fill this gap to the low. And if it's going to go from somewhere, it's going to go from there, from this high here. So what I'll be looking for on this pair is the following. We can see we're moving correctively. We had the wick here. If we was going to sell off earlier, this is where we was going to sell off. We had the little 1, 2, 3. If we was trading below, let me go down to the 1 hour. If we was trading back below this high here, and we formed the continuation there, that would have been nice to short it to the low. But as you can see, we've formed this sort of running channel here. So as you can see, price has formed that, and it looks like we're just correcting for another leg up. So what I will be waiting for on pound dollar is the following. Let me just clear that up. So if we reach this high here, which is likely looking so from price action here, this is not selling off price action whatsoever. So we can mark this on, but it's irrelevant. What's more important here is the high. This high is most important. So if we start to take out this high, I'll be looking for the insurance entry to come short. So we'll break back below. I want to be trading back below that high there. So I'll be looking for the continuation. And let's just weigh up the risk to reward. So yeah, we can already see, say a modest 15 pip stop, managed to the first low, 3.6, perfect, 5% to the second, and all the way down to fill the near miss, we're talking 10%, and that's being conservative with the 15. With pound dollar, we're likely to be able to get a 12 to 10% pip stop loss. So we've got over 10% to be playing for, 12% in all this area here. So that is more than enough risk to reward for us to be playing with. So I like that, but we want to wait for the DXY to show its hand. So I'm happy to just sit on my hands for a little bit, let price develop, and then we'll see where we're at towards the end of the week. But it's going to be an exciting end to the week, trust me. So that's pound dollar, really nice. If we touch that high and get the insurance entry, I'll be really happy with that. So next we have CAD yen. So CAD yen weekly. We did close last week on this bullish candle here. So if really we wanted to be seeing a bearish close, but this is what we got. So now we're currently at the hanging man, but it's a bit irrelevant at the moment. We need to wait for the week to end. So on the daily, we can see we had the high test. High test didn't follow through, but what we do have is all these wicks here. These are rejections. So just because we didn't follow through here, and just because these candles are green, doesn't mean that they're not rejections and we're bullish. We can see all the wicks. We've got wick, 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 big long hanging man, wick. So these are good signs that we are going to sell off from here. So if I go down to the 4 hour, this is the structure that we was first looking for, right? We had the higher risk entry here. I didn't take that personally, but maybe a few people did, which, you know, it played out in the end. But as you can see, we didn't play it all the way out. So you might be coming away with a break even. Hopefully you come away with a break even, maybe even squeezed in a bit of profit. But if we go down to the 1 hour, we can see this section 1, section 2, and we're looking for the section 3. As we evolve this structure here, it makes sense that we can be expanding just a little bit more. So if we draw this structure on here, we've got the expansion, we've got the high. If we go back to the daily, we've got nothing else above. There's nothing else above in sight. So this is a really good area to be selling off from. So what I'll be looking for is the following. If we plant, so going down to the 15, if we plant this high on here, so this is our override, where we're most likely to go from, because here we'll be stretching and stretching and stretching. If we do reach here, if we do reach the highs, I'll be looking for price to show its hand, and I'll be looking for continuation. But from where we are, price most likely to go from here, as this is the high. So what I will be looking for on this pair is, if we start trickling towards this high, we break the high, because we know when the big moves are coming, we usually break the high, and then we form continuation. We can start to size up the risk to reward, and this will be phenomenal. This is more than likely going to be going into next week now. Depends how quick we reach this high, but the longer it takes to reach the high, the better for myself. So I'm quite happy to be patient, sit on my hands, and wait for price to show its hand. So going into next week, if we get this, maybe even by Friday as well, if we get this, we can look for the insurance entry, risk entry within the flag, and we can manage down to this lows for nearly 10%. See, these opportunities are not to be snuffed at, so we need to keep on the ball and watch what's happening. So I will set an alert on this array just to show us where we're at in the moment. Going back to GU, I'm going to set an alert on this high too. So that was CAD yen, looking really nice, evolving the structure. Section 1, as I said, section 2. We're looking for section 3 to start playing out now. So really nice overall. Euro yen. This is a great example of trying to catch a falling knife. Even though we are going upwards, I think a few people may have taken a few losses here. So if we go to the daily, we were looking at price to, as we were squeezing to this high earlier on in the week, we was looking for price to sell off from here, but we didn't, and we can see why. The reason why we didn't sell off is because we've been squeezing. We've been squeezing this whole time, and we're still within the squeeze, to be honest, I would say. We're still all within the squeeze, so anyone who's been trying to take entries around here, definitely some lessons to be learned, because I've done this in the past. And it's all in the mechanics. It's all what we've been learning. This is a squeeze, and this is not what we want to be taking a random risk entry on. So if we look at the positions, what potentially people could have taken. So first we had this high. Someone may have tried to get in a position down here, or someone may have took the risk entry here, which is very high risk. And then we've taken this high, again, squeezing towards the high, gap to the high. If someone wanted to take the risk entry around here, again, it seems like a FOMO trade to me. It's rushed as we're still squeezing. And then another possible entry which people may have taken a loss on. So if we just zoom in a little bit, around here, we've got all these rejections around here. We've sold off temporarily, but it's been corrective. So it's no surprise to me that we have shot up in price. So there's three losses there straight away. And then there is another potential loss as well. So we are just remembering that we're trading within this whole squeeze. We're trading within this as a whole. This is one long squeeze. Someone may have tried to take another one here, and then another one here, and then even someone may have tried to take something down here like this, take this flag, and not zooming out to see that we are trading within the squeeze. So that's easily 4, 5, 6 potential losses. So you can imagine the psychology of people trading on the lower time frames, trying to pass their assessments and just not sitting on their hands and just waiting for price to show its hand. If anything, you was better off seeing this is a squeeze, we've broken out of the squeeze, we formed continuation, you're better off taking this entry down here and going for the long. But for me, I didn't, purely because of this price action here. So let's zoom out a bit. We still have the high here. We have been squeezing for a long time, as I've been saying. So really what I want to be seeing, we either drop down aggressively for the end of the week, start to form continuation underneath this high. That's when we can look to get short. But for now, what I'm seeing is, if price carries on and we get a clear 1 hour continuation here, we can look to play this long, because obviously the sells haven't committed. We've tried to sell off here, we've tried to sell off here, and we've tried to sell off here, but we formed continuation to go higher. So if we get clear continuation, so let's just mark that on, let's size it up. We get clear continuation, 1 hour time frame, say euro yen, we can get in with a 15 pip stop. I'd be looking to take that long, but again, we're just going to be waiting for price to show its hand before we start making any big decisions. So that's euro yen. I'm more in favour of the longs now, since we've broken out of this squeeze and showing this bullish momentum as we form the continuation above the high. So if we was going to sell off, we'd have probably started to see it by now. So again, just wait. All we've got to do is wait. Dollar yen. So overall, we've got the high just here marked on, As I mentioned in my SMB over the weekend, we've just kissed the high. Usually, as I've said, when we're going to see the bigger sell-offs, the big turnaround in price, we are going to break above. And we can see that we just kissed the high, sold off correctively, and now we're starting to see this V shape starting to form, which is good signs for the potential sell-off in the future. But right now, we're just waiting to take the highs. So if we go down to the 4 hour, we've got our hook point. This is an area where we can look to get long from. So if we start, let me just go down to the 1 hour. If we start moving correctively down to this low, right, then we see push back in, continuation structure. This is a good hook point we want to be looking for because you can see how sharp it is. We've had the big buys from there. So I'll be looking for price to fill these highs from here. So if we get the continuation from the low as we've squeezed, there's a lot of risk to reward to be playing with here. So let's say dollar yen, 15 pip stop. Not a stranger to that. Such a reliable pair as well, dollar yen. But we're trading this on its own merit. So usually the yen pairs move together, but dollar yen seems to have a mind of its own because it's playing with the dollar. So we could be seeing moves from the dollar and we could be seeing moves from the yen. So what we want to be doing is just waiting for price to show. So again, we start squeezing. Let's squeeze down here. We see something like that into the low. This is a good indication that we're going to see some buys. So again, just wait, be patient, and the opportunities will come. Dollar Swiss. So what we was looking at on the weekend was this. Hook point, gap to the low, big bullish candle, negated by this bearish candle, swallowing over 50% of this candle. So this shows us the bearish moves are within play. There may have been a bit of a messy trade in here. I wasn't looking in there personally because it's a lot higher risk really. So if we go down to the 1 hour and we mark on this low, what I want to be seeing, and see dollar Swiss and the DXY move quite close together. So what I want to be seeing, if we're going to sell off on the DXYs, which is looking likely, we're going to sell off here too. So if we break below, form continuation, once again, I know it's boring, but we've got to wait. These are the only entries that I'm looking for at the moment. I'm not trying to get no risk entry reversals just to get in the markets. I'm just sitting on my hands waiting for the continuation to form, because it will. So we form continuation under the low, 15 pip stop. We could even possibly get in with a 12. So down to our first inflection point, which is just here, the start of this squeeze here, we're talking 7%. That's a nothing move compared to we've got all this room to be playing with. I'm not going to put it all the way down here because, you know, we're very unlikely to be holding a trade through that. But to this low, we've got 18% to be playing with. That's not a joke. This is life changing. So we just got to sit on our hands, wait for the continuations to form, wait for price to show its hand, and that's all we're going to be waiting for. So I really do like the look of that. So I'm just going to tag that because that could happen quickly by the end of the week. So I'm really happy with that. Germany 30. I was looking for entries today. So, yeah. Overall, we are trading in uncharted territory. So we know that anything can happen from around here. We had the 1, 2, 3 big bearish high test, didn't commit. So price is showing us its hand. And if you look, we're just forming one big scoop, which is lovely. So there's no need to rush any trades in here, which we was looking at earlier today, because we've got another trade around the corner. If we're going to reach these highs by the end of the week, we can look for the sells once again. So that is a nice little scoop. We go down to the 1 hour. I'll show you where I was looking for an entry earlier. So firstly, I was looking for an entry. It was down here. We were squeezing here. We was looking for an entry after this retrace candle, so we weren't looking to risk entry that, because we've got all these highs above, and it just holds a lot more risk. So I was looking for the continuation just down here, and I was going to play this down to the downside, and we didn't get that. We broke up towards these highs. We had nice rejection here. If I go back to the 1 hour, you can see we got the high test, ended on a bit of the wick, but we followed through here. So I was looking for another potential entry down here. So I was looking for something like that to form, where we could have took it short again. Nothing formed, so I was happy to stay out of that. So I'm really happy with myself there. The old me would have tried to FOMO into a trade here, maybe another trade down here, and could have potentially already taken 3 losses on this pair today, which didn't need to happen. So we can see on the 1 hour, this is not selling off price action. If we look at this is very looking bullish now. We didn't sell off. We're starting to see this bullish pressure come in. So to me, looks like we're going to reach them highs. And how quickly this pair can move, I wouldn't be surprised if we touch the highs by tomorrow, Friday, the latest. So what I'll be looking for is price follow through after this bullish close. So we come here. Once we reach these highs, it's going to be a treat. So if we break back in, start to form the continuation. Sorry, my drawing's a bit off, but form the continuation. We can get in, say 11 pip stop. So this low here, we're talking 15%. And this is the start of the move, guys. Look where we are. Look where we're positioned. All-time highs. Expanding. Didn't commit. First point. Double top. Scoop. Insurance entry. So I'll be marking that up, and I'll be looking to see how price reacts over the night tonight. It's going to be an interesting one. Silver. I've been looking for a trade a few times on silver. There was a missed trade which I had earlier on in the week. I think it was Monday. And then this morning we was looking for a position on the live, which didn't pan out, so that's fine. So higher time frame, daily. We've tapped into this high. We was looking bullish. We've retraced the whole of this bullish candle here. So this shows me that we're trading below this high. We've got a small gap, but this gap doesn't matter at the moment. It can be negated because look how tiny that gap is. But at the end of the day, it is still a gap. So we can expect price to fill these highs at any point. So, but for now, I'm still looking for the shorts. We've got this big bearish momentum, and now it looks like we're stalling. 4 hour. We can see we did get a sell-off in the end, but there was no entry for myself. I was looking at this structure here. So some people may have got in early, but these kind of entries here, they're not sustainable because you've got the high here. We've missed the high. I was looking for an entry at the third touch here for a risk entry on the 1 hour, but it just didn't form. So we simply just go again tomorrow. What put me off a little bit is this. See how we form this continuation here? Usually when we form continuations here within the structure and we're close to the high, it's a sign that we're going to break out. So I I was waiting patiently for this one. But where I was looking for the risk entry was if we started to just squeeze a little bit here and then we saw the full 1 hour retrace around there, that's when I'd have been looking to get short. But we didn't get it, so we stick to the plan and we move on. As you can see, we did sell off, so all it needed was a little bit more. Obviously in the new early stages, this can hurt, you know, this can send someone crazy, and then, you know, you're trying to catch an entry down here, you're trying to catch an entry here, and it's just not worth the pain. Trust me, I've been through it. So what I'll be looking for now is this. We've touched this low, right? There could be a possibility for the long, to be honest, because if we go back to the daily, we had one bullish candle, 2 bullish candle, 3. All this could just, where we're at now, could just be part of a steeper pullback. So if we have a look, if we have a look at price action from here, we can see we've squeezed down towards this low, right? We can tell orders are stacked here because we've touched the low and we're seeing bullish momentum like this on the 1 hour. If we was going to break the lows and we was looking for sells, probably wouldn't be seeing bullish candles like that. And you can see the top of the candle is flat, so we know that that is some serious momentum coming into the markets. So what I'll be looking for now is the long. It's not really a counter trend long because we've got this bullish momentum and we've got the gap to the high, so we've got some good confluences playing out in our favor. We've got the 1, 2, 3. So this is what we want to be seeing really if we're going to go long. So if I go down to the 15, not looking to trade anything in here. Let's have a quick look on the 5. Yeah, this could just turn into anything like that, and then we start seeing something like that for another leg short. I wouldn't be looking to take that because we've tapped into the low now. So for the sells, let me just cover the sells first. I'll be looking for price to break, and if we form continuation below these lows, then we're good to go. Ideas back on, and we can look for sells to come and reach these lows down here, which to me would be beautiful. I would much prefer that, to be honest, but we've got to read price action for what it's showing us now. So if we get more of a push to the upside, and now we start seeing some continuation around here, we've got loads of room to be filling this high here. So what I want to be doing, if I look for the long, say 10 pip stop, we reach the highs, we got 6% in all that space. To be honest, I probably won't look for the longs anymore. I did think that we'd have more space than that, but we truly don't. So I'll be leaving this one alone for now, and I'll just be waiting for price to show me what it's going to do. But I do like the look of the shorts. So if we go to the 4 hour, yes, I do like that. One more thing as well. If we was going to see this, oh, that's the one. So if we saw this price action, let me try that again. So if we saw this price action, price had hit this low, we'd formed another low, and we were seeing this price action, this flag form in the middle of the flag. This indicates the move is coming to an end, as we have the 1, 2, 3. So the risk entry there would have been a lot more reliable with that flag in the middle, rather than the flag forming so close to the high. So I'm really glad that I waited patiently on this one. So just keep that one there. Pound Aussie, looking interesting. So what have we got here? We've got the high. We've got the break above a high. We braked above the high in the form of a reversal structure. So we had this big bullish candle here, negated by the following day, which was a massive bearish candle. So after that, we've just been in this squeeze phase. We've just been squeezing and squeezing. We've tapped into this low, squeeze. We just don't know what's going to happen next, so we need to wait for price to show its hand. Straight away I can see this. Don't want to be getting in any risk entries around here, because we are trading within this, and this could just keep squeezing, tag you in, tag you out. So what I want to be waiting for is this. This is going to take a while, I would say. So I'm not in any rush to take this trade. I'll be looking for price to fill the gap, break the low, continuation, keeping it simple as that. Not looking to trade within these squeezes. I've done it before. I've done too many losses within the squeeze. There's just no point. Protect your capital and protect your psychology. So that's what I'll be standing by on my decision there. So we got Kiwi Yen, daily. Again, we've got the high above. Same as Euro Yen, we could be seeing more continuation towards the highs. So if we're going to sell off from here, we've not shown the right price action to be selling off, but we just be patient. So we're breaking the highs. This is what we want to be seeing. We've got the 1, 2, 3 into the high. Really what we wanted to be seeing is more of a follow through from here down to the lows. But what we're starting to see now is price raise above. If we was to form this, I'd be happy to go along there, because we've got price action moving up, correction. We've got price driving to the upside. We've broken above the high. If we start breaking above the high, start seeing a continuation like that, we're good to go long, because from the higher time frame, we've got bullish price action, lots of bullish price action. Of course, we are squeezing into the high, so we do need to make sure, and that's why I'm looking for the 3 touch. But I'll be looking for price to take out these highs, and we've got ample risk to reward to be capitalizing on with, so I'm really happy about that. And now Aussie Yen. See, Aussie Yen looks nicer to me than Kiwi Yen at the moment. So you could have Kiwi Yen for the longs, Aussie Yen for the shorts. So what we're seeing here, 0.1 sold off, didn't commit. And now we're seeing something like this. It's not your typical structure that you would see, but it is a squeeze. And we are tapping into a high, and we've not got anything else above. So it does look good for the sell. So if I go down to the 4 hour, how's price action reacting? Yeah. Just kissed the high. Fake sell off. And now we're looking to fill these highs. We are squeezing towards the high, which is a good sign. Did have this big bearish candle here, hoping no one got involved with that, because there was just simply no need to. Break the high, this is what I'll be looking for. Break back in, clear break back in, followed by continuation, and we can look for the sells here. We've got so much room to be playing with. Let's have a look, see what we've got. We are on the 4 hour, so let me just go down to the 1 hour. So let's say 15 pip stop. First target, 18%. So tomorrow I'll be looking to see how price action reacts. And then last but not least is Aussie dollar. So to be honest, I'm just going to leave this one alone for now. Right, so What I was looking for earlier on in the week was the longs. We've tapped into this volume area. We've showed bullish momentum. We've reached this high here and we started to stall. So if I go on the 4 hour, we was looking promising when we broke above. When we started to break above this high on the 4 hour, but we started to sell off again. So you can just get, if you're trying to get the buyers, you can just get caught in anything like that. So what I'll be looking for now, if I'm going to take a potential entry, probably not, is we want to see price moving. We want to see price move into the highs. So you got the hook point here. If we drive into the low, could possibly get insurance entry to go long. Not something I'll be comfortable taking, in all honesty. So overall, I'll be waiting for these highs to be met. And that's it. That's my watch list for the week. So what am I liking so far? So I'm just going to mark this orange. I'm not quite ready just yet. I want to see price action show its hand. Same with GU too. Be quite happy to just wait. Of course, this analysis is done pre Mark's midweek review. So these are all my own thoughts. And like I said at the start, I'm trying to keep it as raw as possible. Just having a quick flick through the charts at the start. But everything which I'm talking about now is just what's coming to me in the moment. So I'm looking forward to watching this video back. So Euro Yen, we got the longs. CAD Yen, we're waiting for the highs to be taken again. Dollar Yen, again. Waiting for the squeeze into the low, which is when we can start to look for the insurance entry just down here. Insurance entry, boom, to the highs. So my top picks at the moment is dollar Swiss to break this low. If DXY is going to come short, this is going to come with it. So dollar Swiss to break the low, form continuation, come short. So I'm just going to put that in there. We got the DAX. Looking beautiful. If we scoop and reach that high, we're in for a treat, man. And then Aussie Yen, just want the high to be broken, and that's all we're looking for. So thanks for anyone who's tuned in to watch my midweek market review. Everyone's crushing it. Just keep crushing it. Don't matter if you've had one bad day or you've forgotten to do something. Just keep the momentum, keep crushing it, and off we go. So thanks for tuning in, guys. It's my midweek market review, my first ever one. I'm looking to keep this as a continuous thing going forward, and I'm going to keep this sort of as a diary for myself to look back on, so I can express myself. I can look back on what kind of thoughts I've been having within the market, and this is truly exciting. I'm really happy to be doing this. Now I'm going to dive into Mark's watch list. I'm not sure if it's come out yet, but I'll be diving into Mark's watch list and I'll be looking to match up with him and see where I'm at. Okay, so have a good evening, ladies and gents. Really happy you joined me on this one. So keep smashing it. End of the month is nearly here. Look forward to the treat at the end of the month. Right, good night, guys. Thank you.